Hello, welcome to Flutter Mina. I'm Yassin Saddem, Flutter engineer, Flutter Tunisia co-founder, and GGG SUSE organizer. Thank you, Sayed, for organizing this session. Happy to be with you today to talk about write your reusable code templates for Flutter using the Mason bricks. So, what are reusable code templates? So, in case you write a lot of boilerplate code in your everyday development, and or if you are in a situation that in every new feature in your application, you write a lot of code that is like repeat at every time. There is how to explain like this feature require this boilerplate code, or for example, you have some tools that you use in every project, and every time you need to launch new project, you need those tools, but there is some little difference. So you need to copy paste this code. In this case, you need reusable code templates to win time. So today I choose to talk about Mason bricks that solves this problem. So Mason bricks is based on Mason CLI that create and consume reusable code templates called the bricks. So when we say Mason bricks or bricks or brick, it's like for buildings, but this time it's for code. So it's to build your software. So something that generates a code for you based on some variables. So I will give a concrete example. For example, you are working with the clean architecture, and every time you need a feature, you need to create, let's say, three repos, and inside them there is three repos, two repos. So, and there is many files. So to create this feature, and if we do a simple simplification, we conclude that there is a variable, for example, user uh, string that is repeat to create this feature. For example, user feature, there is the three layers, and every layer there is like I don't know, user repository implement. So there is the user repeat, and the other is fix it. So we can create a tool that accept a variable or many variables and generate for us this code. So that's an example. For example, if you do not use clean, for example, you use MVVM architecture, so you need every time to create like a view and view model. So home view, home view model. We have the home and the other repeating. So uh, and I think there is a lot of example, but this is concrete examples of we need a tool that generate for us this kind of code templates. And of course, we can use it to generate like empty project with uh, I don't know many my utils file at every time and so on. So to use Mason, we need to install it. Uh, there is way that work in every operating system with Dart pub global activate Mason CLI, and there is another way for macOS users. Consider that the Dart pub global activate works also on on macOS. So you can use Brew for macOS as the second option. So to verify, you can after completing the installation, you can do Mason. So here do Mason. Okay, so in my case, it's work. So I did the installation. So this is an empty project. So this is very simple. I just this is the starter project from Flutter. We all know this increment example. So there's nothing special. I created just a repo called models when I'm preparing this session. So back to presentation, uh, we install a Mason CLI, verify that it's work and installed. Then in your project that you will use those breaks, okay, uh, you need to initialize Mason. So breaks, there is some breaks that are developed by the community. You can use them. Uh, they are too many, and you can develop your own break. So first, to learn how to use breaks, we are going to use simple example. Then we are going to create our own break. Okay, so to initialize Mason in our project, we need to execute Mason init. Then it will create a mason.yaml file. So it's very simple. It's simple than the pubspec.yaml. There is only breaks like dependencies. So you will add them here. So we can uncomment this. And here we add a break called hello. So we did the Mason init. So we did uncomment and let's install a break. We added, so like that pubget or Flutter pubget, we should here to get a break to do Mason gets. We'll scan this file and get this break, and we'll generate the Mason log JSON. It's familiar for us as Flutter developers, and this is a cache file .mason, and that's all. So we have the Mason, the hello break in our workspace. So we did the Mason get. We can list our breaks. For example, we have many. We can do Mason lists. Here we have only the hello with version 0.1.0, and I can specify uh, the installed breaks globally with G. I didn't install global let's say breaks. So then let's we do Mason list, we install our break, then we come to part to make this break work, make this break generate code for us. So how to do that? It's using Mason make. Okay, I have code in the presentation. So and we are trying this together to understand more. So in some steps, the code will be like go the code. We do some steps in the code before the presentation, and sometimes we are the presentation. So presentation is our guideline to not forget anything. So let's do Mason make hello. his name is hello, so we executed with hello. It's asked us what is your name. I put Yassin here, and yes, so finished, very quick. So here is hello.md file generated. So what's this break do? It's create hello.md markdown file that contain hello, and this is the variable that we entered. So that's all. This is an example of generation. Okay, you can say why I need this example, but it's for just to understand how use Mason bricks. So another way for executing a break, or let's say another way to enter variables, we can specify hello dash dash as the variable name is name. I can inspire. So of course I know this this break. So let's say dash dash name, the name of the variable. Here there is a conflict. Uh, overwrite hello.md. Oh, of course, we are executing in the same location and the same file name, different content. So it asks us if you want to overwrite this file. There is four options. Oh, there is the big Y, the Y, and N, and A. So we can back to presentation. We will back to dash C. So here is, so the small y is to override. This is the default. If we tap enter here, so the big Y, if there is, let's say, many conflicts file, so I say yes for all, and it's no, do not override, and a append, like writing in the end of the file. So let's back to our example. So let's in that case say yes, it will override it with dash. So another input, uh, let's say variable input methods, we can specify a file where Mason can read from it the variables. So we do hello config.json. Let's say, for example, name, and say here. So let's do dash C and specify the file. And it will ask us for override. So we will say yes for all. And this is hello Sayed. So this is another way to execute the file with variables. So this is three ways of, let's say, enter variables. So if you execute it directly, it will ask you. You can specify with dash dash variable name, whatever, and give the value, or specify a JSON file from where he will, let's say, it will take its parameters. So we can also specify when we execute about conflict resolution, and conflict can prompt, override, skip, append. So this is another option. So now we understand how to use a Mason break. So let's now create our Mason break, the amazing part. So in this phase of the presentation, we will concentrate in the IDE, and then we will back the presentation. A lot of steps we did we found ourselves dead already. Maybe I forget one step. I don't know, but let's create our break. So to create a break, we need Mason new and give the name of this break. So to to make things organized, I will create uh, let's say a folder I call breaks. So before do the Mason new, I will do breaks, move to it, and then do Mason new and specify the name. So let's name it clean and clean feature like this and MENA. Okay, MENA. So there is an examples in from the community about feature creation for clean architecture, for example. But uh, we want to learn how to do that. So I will try to cover uh, much let's say many like use cases from my experience, and there is many okay, there are not many, but there is other community talks and very good documentation we can use. So we will execute this command. So inside breaks here, it create a folder clean free uh, MENA. So let's back to our root folder, and here we are going to add our break. So to try it while we are developing. So the same name, clean feature MENA, and we are going to give a path. So breaks in MENA, and what we gonna do, the missing gets. So in this step, you might forget like the location, you do wrong location. So take it easy and concentrate on the name. Generally, this is my fault. So let's see what is inside the clean. Uh, let's verify in StreamYard. Okay, I think the size is good. So okay, so what is the content of this break? Okay, so there is a repo is underscore break, the break.yaml file, changelog.md file license, and readme. So about the license, this is when you publishing this, for example, this break, there is a license. This is clear. The readme file will for people that will use this break readme file. This is also usual, uh, like uh, like usual, and this is a break.yaml file, and okay, the changelog. If you have many versions, like this is our first release of this break, so then if we have uh, another release, so we should describe if we want to publish, or even if you work with it locally, it's good practice. So uh, the break.yaml file here, like the pubspec .yaml file in Flutter, but for this break, what we have here, it's the name, the description, the version, the environment of Mason that we use, and there is vars. So vars are, this is the example of the hello, in fact, and we can see here how it works. So there is the name. This is our variable, but it will be changed here. As simple as that. It's of type string. Okay. So before we start, uh, we should do something. So we should in the analyzer of our workspace Flutter project. So sorry. Okay. So we should do exclude this part of uh, underscore break from the analyzer. Why? Because in fact, the written code, it's not 100% Dart. So it's combination between Dart and Mustache. So we should exclude it from, so we should exclude it from our analyzer. So we do here breaks and then clean feature mina, and then we do underscore break. Sorry. And we do all the file inside. So without this line, we will show red lines in breaks. I don't like red lines. Okay, so let's deep dive of creating this mina clean. Okay, I will not like focus in the feature content as long I want to explore bricks and brick syntax. So don't consider this as a full example. So we want to learn Mason bricks. This is not about clean architecture. So let's delete this file and let's now suppose that we are in the root of the file of the project as our mason.yaml file is here. Think about it always in the root. So what we are going to generate. So we are going to generate a feature based on the name. For example, is user, like user feature. Okay. So what should we do? Of course, we should be inside lib. Okay. And then we should have a folder called features. Okay. And then we should have another repo where there is our feature name. So let's suppose that we have a variable called name that will contain our feature name. So this is another repo. So this is a mustache syntax, and we will use this name, but instead we are going to do what is your feature name. The default, let's say user, for example. So your feature name here, this part is very important. So let's delete those command now. So, okay. So let's go step by step and execute our brick. So Mason make, the name is clean feature, it's not completed, mana. And let's do enter. What's your feature name? I'll say user, okay. So generated 0 files. So what's the problem? So the problem here, and you should, when you develop and test, you will face this problem, I think. So you should, here, as it's an empty folder, it will not be created, like in GitHub. So in Git generally. So let's here add a git keep file. We use this to, let's say, create the structure, and then we will add more. So let's execute the same command. So user, and yes, in this case, it's created. So this is a user feature that has been created. Okay, so let's delete this. Okay, and let's create more the clean architecture repositories. So we have the domain, and we have the data, and we have the presentation. Okay, so, and in data we have, let's say, data source, data sources. Okay, and there is repositories. Inside domain there is, so there is models, there is repository, sorry, okay, repositories. So don't mind about writing, and there is the use cases. Use cases. Okay, so in presentation, suppose that, for example, we use blog. So we have blog, yeah, widgets, and we have, let's say, pages. Okay, so executing this will generate for us all these repository, and step by step. Okay, so we should add, like, okay, let's copy this and paste it in. Oh, I think recreating maybe simpler. Okay, so for the presentation, my Mac is going lazy. So let's create a file in everyone. Keep. Okay. So okay, let's do it more easier here. What what we will create, for example, here for a block, we are going to do, for example, user, like the variable name, okay, in our case user, so name and block. Okay, so, and we are going to do new For example, name. So we are going, when you execute, replace the name with the user, for example, with I don't know, movies, this kind of stuff. So states, for example. So that's it. And for use cases, we have the default use case. So let's say, okay, get for example, user. So get, sorry, name use case. Okay. And here there is the repository. Sorry, it's too long, but this is one-time creation. So when we create all these files, you have the feeling of creating it every time. So how much time you lose if you don't use those kind of tools. So here we have the name repository, and we have here our simple model. It's user, sorry, the Dart file. And okay, and for both those, we are going to do the git keep and new file git keep. So that's all. So you can see how much we created already. So let's execute it. So Mason make, for example, okay, it's not an example, it's each one. Okay. Oh, sorry. I typed make 2 times. So Mason. So here I going to say, for example, okay, let's continue with the user example. And you can see how much we generate. Okay, so this is the user. It's take our variable. There is the data sources, domain, model. We have our user.dart file, user repository, use cases, and block everything well. So this is an example of folders creation. So now let's deep dive into how to generate code. So for example, let's take the simplest one. It's okay, the user. We are going to do the same syntax. So here we have the name. It's simple class. So this is how to do that. I don't know why the analyzer is okay. Sorry, I did it in the wrong place. So let's delete this user feature because we are going to generate it for the future example. Here it is the models, name, and class. Here name, it will generate for us a class with the same variable. Okay, so we are not going to do anything. So here we are going to create class. Let's say, okay, this is how it will go. User repository and get user, for example, and here future of, sorry for that. Okay, then here let's say it's an abstract class. So here's an example, and here the user will be imported from models, for example, and name that. Okay, so this is an example of creating the model repository. So let's execute it now with that hash name and user again, and tap enter. Okay, so let's go to our project. There is some red lines. So what's happening here? So okay, so he didn't find here the user. Okay, sorry, I forget to do that. So let's back to our break, and do not forget to add this point, and you can see this is work. Let's delete it. And let's create our feature again. Okay, this time I think the ID is confused. Everything goes well, so as you see. So here I think, let's say, okay, let's make this example better. So suppose that our repository can support many methods. So I want to do something like loop. Okay, so let's say Mason let's back to our presentation. Mason have many types of variables. We already work only with string, but this is the anatomy of our Mason break. I think it's clear. Of course, we can organize and question answer session to answer all of your question if there is anything's not clear. This is the anatomy we did cover. So now let's see what are the type of variables that I can enter when I use a break. Okay, so there is this string, there is the boolean, it's true for false variable. Maybe we can integrate, and there is the array type of variables. Okay, so here we are going to our brick.yaml file. Okay, so let's specify, let's name them, I don't know, use cases, for example. Okay, so use cases is of type, let's say, array. It's not list. This is the AI tool. So let's have the description, your feature use cases, or let's separate it like that. And let's have prompt. So what are your feature use cases? And then let's have the defaults, and we will do this after. And we have our values, and our values can be get, for example, add, and okay, update, good recommendation, and delete. So the default will be, for example, get and add. Okay. Okay. So let's delete, or let's okay, let's say new feature this time. So let's execute it with movie, for example. Movie. Okay. Here I specified only one. I specified only one variable, and the other new variable, it will ask me which method you will use. And I click space here. I want to get, add, for example, update. It's multi-choice. Okay, so let's click. Nothing is going to change here, as we didn't implement this variable. Okay, but to understand how it works, so let's explore this variable. Let's explore an array in Mason Bricks. So in the user repository, we're going to do simple thing. So let's get this, and let's do, okay, a for loop in with the, let's say, mustache syntax. Okay, so what we are going to do is those curly braces, hashtag, and we have use cases. Okay, so I think where I am, okay, the same. Sorry for that. And okay, I'm going to delete this and go to our example. So here in repository, oh, sorry, I forget to change the name here. So no problem. We will fix this here, name. Okay. Then let's do a for loop using the mustache syntax. We do extract like this, and use cases. This is the name of the variable, and we go here and do slash cases and the end of the loop. So we do here in place of get, we do curly braces and points. Okay, so this is where the magic will happen. It will generate for me all the methods. So let's do like line, back to the line, and let's execute it. So here it's movie. So we have get, and we have, let's say, add and update, and click enter. So what will happen here? Okay, the ID it's scanning. Okay, we don't have red lines. That's great. And here is our movie repository, like generated. We're using, let's say, a movie, get add movie with for loop with missing breaks. So another enhancement we can do here is okay. Another enhancement we can do here is the naming convention. It's not respected. Okay, so what can we do for that? So Mason, think about it, and let's do. So let's start with the name first. We have, okay, we have lambdas that we can execute for naming. Okay, so before moving to naming convention, let's say explore the other variables types. So there is the boolean. That the boolean we can with the same syntax as the for loop. So, but this is a boolean, so the content it will be showed or not. Okay, and uh, let's see any example for that. So this is an example. So use Google Fonts, for example, true, it will generate this line. If not, it will not generate it. Okay, so sorry for that. And if you want to say not, like not doing that, we can do this. We do it in square in mathematics. I don't know what the simple name. So so this is the ampersand. So if not, so we can do this. So the for loop we already do it, and let's now move to naming convention at what we call lambda. Okay, I use generally for naming convention, but we can use it in other things. So this is available lambda in Mason breaks, and of course from Mustache. So let's there is two type of syntax. There's the shorthand syntax and there is the full syntax. And okay, for example, for user here for the let's say so for the the feature name and the model name, it should be Pascal case Okay, so you can follow the documentation. Sorry, it's not, it's camel case. It's camel case. It's camel case. So I think I write it right, or no. I'm wrong. So Pascal case. So I always forget these names. So Pascal case here. So we are going to need it one more time. I think here and here. I no here. In fact, we are going to use it, and here we are going to use uh, Pascal case. Okay, so okay, I think, and also we are going to refactor this to do what? So this is snack case for file naming convention in Dart. So I think it's right, snack case. Okay, so let's do save, and the feature name even we need the snack case. So refactor rename snack. Okay, what I did, yes, right. So snack case and do refactor, and okay, we do snack case here. That's great. Okay, I think we are good. We can execute our command. Maybe I forget something, but just generally that is about. So let's here have I don't know, like I should choose composed name. Let's do, for example, okay, let's say premium user, or okay, let's say premium user. Okay, so we get, add, update, and delete. And as I mentioned, do not take as example for clean architecture. I only focus on Mason bricks here, and maybe there is, okay, I know the get, it should accept something. The add should accept something, and so much. But I just will focus on Mason syntax. So let's follow the example here. What we have. So generated zero file, I don't know why. So premium user, maybe the name is wrong. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, or maybe there is some syntax. Okay, so this is sorry, common case. Okay, here use cases. Okay, let's do pro user, for example, and that again, add an update. Tap yes. Generate zero file. I don't know what's the problem here. So I think I get the point. It's snack. how it's writing snack. Okay, I get the problem. So this is bad syntax. Okay, so snake. Okay, I don't know why I. Okay, so snake case. So snacks. Okay, sorry for my English mistake. So snake case and do refactor here. Snake case. I'm not England native or American. So I'm from Tunisia. So snake case, and if there is camel case here, I think let's try now. Okay, so let's try pro user, for example. So okay, sorry. Oh my god, snake. What is the problem again? So snake case, snake case. I don't know what is the problem, but name snake case. Let's do, for example, pro, for example, like this. Okay, and again it's generating zero file. I don't know why. Feature notes. Okay. Short and syntax. Okay, maybe I forget something. I don't know why I tried this too much. So okay, so let's do refactor, rename. I don't know why it's not like snake case. Okay, so variable snake case, do it like this. Right. Okay, I think this is, I add the C here. This is the fault. Oh my god. So snake case. So I think this time, okay. Oh my gosh. So okay. So let's try again. And let's do pro user here. Yes, it's work. So this is, sorry, I'm sorry for that, but I add C before the K. So let's have our pro user feature. We have here K. So we forget to do this for the return type. So okay, so here let's do back to our repository. We should here do camel case. Okay, So camel case, and this is I think camel case. Type it wrong again. Camel case, right? So why the naming convention? Okay. So here, so if we do Pascal case, because generally it's written, okay, as will fix it a problem, and camel case here worked fine. Okay, so let's do delete this first and do again pro user get and update, and so yes. So what's happening again? So pro user here. Oh, sorry again. I forget about. Okay. So here it's Pascal case, and let's delete the repo again. Regenerated. Pro user. Okay, let's wait. Okay, I think everything goes well. Here we get our get add update method. We just respect naming convention, and I think we did great like example for to understand more Mason bricks and generating templates. So we can also use partials. So what are partials? Okay, it's very simple. You just need to create, for example, a file here, the same type, I think. So you do this is fields with the name of the partial, a part of the code or part of readme file or whatever, a part of text in general, and you include it inside another file. So in the hello.md file example, we can add a header where we give this emoji with hashtag in the name and the footer. So with this made with love by Mason. So, and we included like this with this superior symbol, and it will take the code from the header, footer, and this is a good way to reuse code even in breaks. And I recommend this. Very well. We already have 1 hour, 4 minutes, and there is another part that I should talk about, and this is how to generate the structure, code, etc. And there is another good part in Mason breaks that we called hooks. So what are hooks? It's simply two methods, each one in one file. One will be executed before generating the template, that we did create here, and the other will be after creating the template. So let's get, let's say, some example with this, and we'll stay small part after that. So let's create a new break. So cd breaks. So let's Mason new, sorry. Let's name, what we give the name. So clean feature only. Okay. So okay, and let's go to our analyze options, do breaks, clean feature, like this. Okay, and let's add, we can use mates and add the name of the break. So clean feature, and then give its path and do breaks and clean feature. Okay, clean feature added. So here is it. Let's do Mason get to check. I think the add do both, but I'm not sure. So we are going to move all this content here, okay, to the new break. Oh, sorry, I don't know, but I forget the, sorry for that. I forget the most important part is we should mention dash dash. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so let's go to breaks. Let's execute the same new commands here. Okay, so and specify dash dash hooks. Okay, so let's back to our root file as we did. Okay, as we did added the break already, so we don't need to. So only one thing we should. Okay, let's have a new terminal and let's close this, open this. And here there is another folder called hooks. So hooks will contain our code that it will be was generated and pre-generated logic for generating the template and after generating the template. So why this is red? So because here he didn't find the Mason. So what we need to do in our second terminal, let's go to breaks, clean feature, and let's do Flutter or that, whatever. as here we have a pubspec.yaml file and we have a dependencies. So Mason is dependency here. So we need to get our dependencies. So for the pre-gen file example, so first let's delete this. Okay, the ID is okay. So okay, never mind about all of this. So let's copy this here and paste it with all the contents. So, and we should also copy all of this here. Okay. I forget to the dark pipe gate should be inside the hooks folder. So okay, inside the breakthrough channel, sparse, and okay. So we copy all the content. So we have our hooks, and let's have a small example here. So okay, let's have nice example here. We have the domain. Suppose that we don't want to use relative path. We want to use the Dart package path. So we should have package. We have, for example, package name. Okay, so package. I'll say package. Okay, that's good. And we have our features and the name of the feature, in like case format and models and etc. So this kind of path, and we want to get this package from the pubspec.yaml. We do not want the user to let's say enter this package. It can do mistakes and will generate a wrong result. So we will do this in the pre-gen file, and okay, simply we are going to do that. And to do that, we need to parse YAML uh, file, and for that we need a dependency. Sorry, hooks here. Oh. And let's do Flutter fab dart just dart fab add YAML. There is dependency for parsing YAML. Let's hit our pro user example because we regenerated. So what we're going to do, we add, I think, let's go to our close this. Okay, so inside hooks there is the pubspec.yaml. So we add the YAML dependency here. So let's do final. Let's get the directory, and we suppose that we execute this command in the root file. So let's have our, or let's say, the directory that contains the pubspec.yaml. Okay, so current dot, I think, okay, this file should be in the analyzer. So it is pure Dart code. It's not mixed with mustache. So we add the Dart IO. Sorry, my ID is too slow. I think because of registration at the same time. And okay, and then let's get the pubspec file. So it's file, like you are writing a simple Dart code. So this is directory. Here we are. And let's get the content of the file. So I prefer here. So the content, I will get the package name. Okay. So in those hooks, we can read variables and do some stuff based on this variable that the user entered. So I can read the name, for example. Okay. And I can add variables here. The key is the context, the hook context, to be precise. And let's have the package name first from our YAML file. So YAML. So first we need to load it as YAML. So let's do YAML and do load YAML. And I should import it from package YAML here and give the contents. Okay. And let's have YAML. It's simple math. Okay. I think that's what we need. And to assign a variable, you need to do vars like this. And what we give a name, it's package, I think. And package name. Okay. So here, the variable that we just created here, we can do it by code. And we can, for example, assign a variable here. For example, suppose that we want based on Boolean variable. So here, for example, I have, I don't know. So let's make a variable called is test, for example. So it's taken from context that parse. So is test. Okay. So here I can do things based on this variable. This variable is taken from the brick.yaml file that I specified. Okay, so we can do both ways. And here we assign a variable. So let's back out to our main terminal and let's do clean feature. Okay, the command, just remove things and let's execute it. So pro user, so long, and okay, generally because of recording, I think my Mac become very slow. I feel that in writing code, it's not uh, usual. So that's why it's take uh, too long, I think. So it's executing the pre-gen. I don't know why it takes too much. It's, back to you guys. So sorry for some latency in my PC. So I re-executed the command. It's take only 300 milliseconds, I think. You can see the here. So this is our pro user generated again. So I think this is because the recording. So generally, I don't have this kind of problem when I'm coding. So this is how the package name has been get it from pubspec.yaml here. Mina breaks the same and generated. And this is a very simple stuff that we can do in the pre-gen. So about the post-gen, as we are already having 1 hour 25 minutes, I think. So post-gen, we can do, for example, suppose that, okay, I should go fast. I'm sorry for that. So for example, if we use freeze, for example, here, let's suppose that we use freeze, not now here like this, and we need to like generate a file from JSON to JSON and all this stuff. So we need to execute a command after this. So after the file generated, we cannot do before our template generated before the 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 feature name, the model that that file generated. So we need, for example, to execute a command. So we can do, for example, process that run and do that. So this is the first part. Then we are going to execute. Then we have, for example, run and then build runner. So, and this command will be executed after the template will get. We can do also Flutter, for example, pubget if we add some dependency and etc. So any kind of uh, logic that we can do, and it's simple that you see use dependency here side hooks. So in the pub, so that this is clear. If you have any question, you can get me in LinkedIn, or we can have a session that I answer for all your question. Sorry for some my PC, my Mac, say latency. So I can get, this is an example of post-gen hooks. So we finished with hooks. This is the final big part. Otherwise, there is the third part is very, we are going to do it very quick. There is no example here. It's just some let's say. So there is the BricksHub.dev. This website, we can do BricksHub.dev. We can go for this website, and here you can search for brick. For example, let's say we have, for example, I want to model. Okay, so there is a brick called model. So here it's very useful. I give what I need as a model inside a JSON file, and then do miss and make model after added the brick and execute it, and it will generate for me a great model with JSON serializable, etc. So a full example of this, you can find it here. There is many others. There is the feature, for example. I think there is many example, feature brick, Flutter block feature, Flutter blog, and too many others. So, and if you want to publish your bricks, there is the documentation, of course. So you can read the documentation, what we talked today and more in the documentation. So otherwise you can, okay, I choose from here, and you can, guys, request access here if you want to publish your break. So for the community, and that's BricksHub.dev. So where we found all community breaks. Think about it like PubDev in Flutter. As I said, to publish, you see, to publish access to BricksHub.dev, you will receive an invitation via email in, I think, for 48 hours, and then sign up and verify your email, and you have now a developer account for Mason Bricks to publish your bricks. Then in terminal, do Mason login, enter your email, your password, and then publish your brick. Before publishing, do not forget to inside your brick.yaml file here, you should push your brick in GitHub and add a repository here, for example, my organization, my repo, that you can publish your brick, because it will say that missing repository, stuff like that. And I think that's all you need to do Mason logout after that, and you can add remove breaks. We already add the example with the path, and you can add it from GitHub as a link. You can add community. You can add community breaks. For example, this is an amplified starter, and you can list your breaks. You can add it globally and list it globally after, and then remove if you want to remove using the Mason CLI. And I think we complete about Mason today. I take a lot of time. Sorry for some mistakes that it's an end of the day, and and with some device latency. Sorry for that, and it's easy to learn. I think it's very simple. We did a small, let's say, small example, but good use case, I wish. And let's recap. So with Mason, you allow us to generate code that is constant and fast, customizable, and reusable. And final bonus, so you can use create, like, say, from bricks, use them in the code like you do brick. You just need to add Mason dependency, get brick specifying version, and then do want in the directory, giving the parameters. This is a good way to use in code. So I want to thank Felix. He provided this great tool, many other tools. Thank you for everyone that contributing in the community world of open source and facilitate our developer journey. So I think Felix, the creator of Lock, Equitable, Tail, Mason CLI, Mason Break, and I think also I would like to thank him for providing me the presentation. It is very helpful, and thank you very much. See you guys soon. If you have question, my LinkedIn is available. You can contact me. Twitter also, X, the new name, and we can have a session that I answer all your questions about Mason breaks. And thank you very much.